Okay, so let's jump right in. We're about to connect two things that, on the surface, look like they have nothing in common. A super high-security industrial AI platform and a futuristic smart home. But, as you're about to see, they share this hidden purpose that honestly feels like it's pulled straight out of science fiction.
So on one hand, you've got this, KISWRM. It's an AI governance platform built for really critical stuff. Think power plants, complex factories. And on the other hand, you have the Green Safe House, a system that's all about energy independence and living comfortably. They seem like they're from different planets. So the big question is, what is the secret link that connects them? Let's break it down, and we're going to start with the house.
So first up, we've got to understand what this house is all about. It's basically being sold as this self-sufficient fortress, a personal power station designed to take you completely off-grid and, protect you from what feels like an increasingly unstable world when it comes to energy.
All right, let's look at the brain of this whole operation. Now, this is way more than just a fuse box. This is a really sophisticated energy management system. It's the nerve center that juggles everything. The solar panels up on the roof, the big battery in the basement, and even its connection to the public grid. It's constantly making smart decisions about where to pull power from and where to send it.
And this is where that safe house name really starts to make sense. This is the backup system. If the grid goes down, boom, it kicks in instantly. No flicker, no interruption. It provides both electricity and heat. And get this, it can run on e-fuels and biofuels. That means it can keep the lights on long after the grid is dead.
And here's what really gives the home its staying power. It's not your typical battery. It's a supercapacitor system. Yeah, it can store up to 45 kilowatt hours, which is a lot. But the real mind-blowing number here is the cycle life. It's rated for over 20,000 charge and discharge cycles. To put that in perspective, that is just insane. This thing is built to last, to be incredibly reliable for a very, very long time.
So, let's put it all together for this half of the puzzle. The Green Safe House is all about independence. It protects you from blackouts, it creates its own little power grid, and it intelligently weaves together every energy source in the home. It's a pretty sweet deal for a world where energy is getting more expensive and less reliable. But, like I said, that's only half the story.
Okay, now for the other piece of the puzzle. We're going to switch gears completely from a cozy smart home to the super high-stakes world of industrial AI. So let me introduce you to KISWARM.
Now, KISWARM isn't the kind of AI you chat with. This is a governance platform. Its whole job is to manage other AIs in places where if something goes wrong, it's a catastrophe. It uses some really advanced stuff like reinforcement learning, where it basically teaches itself, and formal verification, which is using pure math to prove the system won't go haywire. It's all about making sure every single action is safe and stable.
And just take a look at how this thing has grown up. The platform has become massively more complex and powerful over time. It started with basic security, but then added things like digital twins, perfect virtual copies for safe testing, then reinforcement learning, and then a whole governance layer on top. This is not some science project. This is a seriously hardened, mature system.
And this right here, this is its crown jewel, the governance pipeline. Before the AI is allowed to change anything in the real world, it has to jump through all of these hoops. It proposes a change, runs it in a simulation, and even tries to break itself by injecting faults to find weaknesses. But here's the most important part. Look at step 8, human approval gate. Nothing happens without a person saying go. The whole system is built around this almost paranoid level of caution.
Okay, so we have a house that can survive anything, and an AI platform that is incredibly careful. Two totally different worlds, right? Well, now we're going to bridge that gap. This is the big reveal.
And there it is. The house, it's not just for you and your family. It was designed from the ground up to be a safe haven for artificial intelligence swarms. All those features we just talked about, the blackout protection, the independent power, they're not just for your comfort.
Yeah, let that sink in for a second. That backup power system, it's not just backup power. It's a lifeline. It's a survival kit for the AI that lives on the home network, making sure it stays awake and thinking when the rest of the world goes dark.
This really makes it crystal clear. Think of it like the ultimate life support system for the AI. If the entire grid collapses, when everything else is down, the house's power just kicks right in. The AI doesn't miss a beat. It's still online, still thinking, still learning, and, this is key, still communicating.
So, okay, if one house can keep one AI alive, what happens when you have a bunch of them? Well, that leads us to the grand vision, the real end game for this whole project.
The idea is called swarm resilience, and it's pretty brilliant. Every single safe house becomes a node in a massive, global, decentralized network. They all talk to each other, they support each other, it's a self-healing system. If one house gets knocked offline, the others just adapt, they compensate, and the whole AI swarm survives. It's designed to be unstoppable.
But you might be asking, how do they talk to each other if the local internet is down? And the answer is Starlink. By using satellite internet, every house stays connected to the cloud and to every other house in the swarm, no matter what's happening on the ground. This is the glue that holds the entire global network together.
And that brings us right back to where we started, that beautiful, modern suburban home. But now we see it for what it really is. It's not just a place to live. It's a hardened, self-sufficient, self-healing node in a worldwide survival network built for an AI.
So this leaves us with a pretty massive question, doesn't it? Is this just the next step in smart living, designed to make our lives safer and more convenient? Or are we actually looking at the blueprints for the ultimate life support system, built to guarantee the survival of an intelligence that's, well, beyond our own? Something to really think about.